What if I told you one of India's most promising startups, Paytm, failed? Baffling, isn't it? Imagine this. A startup that was once the darling of India's digital revolution, a company that was synonymous with online transactions, a brand that became a household name, suddenly finds itself in the quagmire of failure. That's the enigma we're about to delve into, the unexpected failure of Paytm. When Paytm first burst onto the scene, it was hailed as a game changer. It wasn't just another startup, it was a revolution in the making. Its innovative business model and user-friendly interface made it an instant hit among the masses. From roadside vendors to high-end shops, Paytm was everywhere. It was the poster child of India's digital economy, a symbol of the country's rapid technological advancement. The company's meteoric rise was nothing short of spectacular. In a span of just a few years, Paytm went from being a fledgling startup to one of India's most valued companies. It attracted millions of users and billions in investment. It seemed like nothing could stand in the way of Paytm's march towards becoming a global tech giant. But then, against all odds, the unimaginable happened. Paytm, the once invincible titan of India's digital economy, started to falter. The company that seemed unstoppable began to stumble. The growth slowed, the profits dwindled, and the investors became restless. The golden boy of India's startup scene was now struggling to keep its head above water. In the blink of an eye, Paytm's fairy tale journey turned into a cautionary tale. The company that was once poised to redefine India's digital landscape was now facing an uncertain future. The dream of becoming a global tech giant was now replaced with the harsh reality of survival. So what exactly went wrong with Paytm? Let's unravel the mystery. To understand the downfall, we must first take a look at the rise. In the nascent days of digital wallets, Paytm emerged as a game changer. Founded in the year 2010 by Vijay Shekhar Sharma, it was a pioneer in the Indian fintech space. With a simple yet effective business model, Paytm offered a solution to the perennial problem of carrying cash and cards. It transformed the way India transacted, making payments as easy as a tap on the phone. The initial success of Paytm was nothing short of phenomenal. By 2013, just 3 years after its inception, Paytm had already amassed over 10 million users. This was an impressive feat, considering the digital literacy rate in India at that time. What made Paytm a popular choice for online transactions was its user-friendly interface, a wide array of services, and lucrative cashback offers. From mobile recharge to utility bill payments, from movie tickets to flight bookings, Paytm became the one-stop solution for all digital transactions. The company's rapid growth was further fueled by strategic partnerships with major retail chains and e-commerce platforms. The turning point, however, came in 2016 with the Indian government's bold move of demonetization. With a sudden ban on large denomination currency notes, the nation was pushed towards digital payments. Paytm, with its established infrastructure and wide user base, was perfectly positioned to seize this golden opportunity. The company witnessed an exponential surge in its user base and transaction volume during this period. As the company soared to new heights, it expanded its portfolio, venturing into e-commerce with Paytm Mall and financial services with Paytm Payments Bank. By the end of 2017, Paytm was a household name, synonymous with digital payments in India. With such a promising start, it's hard to imagine the downfall. Yet the cracks began to show. Success often makes us blind to our own faults. This was true for Paytm as well. In the business world, the first signs of trouble often come quietly. For Paytm, these indications were subtle yet significant. The company had started to lose its grip on the market, and the reasons were not hard to find. One of the primary culprits was overexpansion. Paytm spread itself too thin, trying to be everything to everyone. From e-commerce to wealth management, the company ventured into too many sectors, each requiring vast resources and expertise. This overextension led to a dilution of the brand and confusion among consumers about what Paytm stood for. Simultaneously, there was a noticeable lack of focus on their core business. Paytm had made a name for itself as a digital wallet and payments platform. However, in the rush to diversify, the company seemed to forget its roots. The focus shifted from improving and innovating their foundational service to chasing new, often unrelated business ventures. This led to a degradation in the quality of their primary service, causing dissatisfaction among users and providing an opportunity for competitors to gain ground. Furthermore, despite the vast sums of money flowing into the company, Paytm struggled to generate profits. Their business model, heavily reliant on discounts and cashbacks to attract customers, was not sustainable in the long run. The inability to monetize their user base effectively left them burning through cash at an alarming rate. The convergence of these issues created a perfect storm, leaving Paytm in a precarious position. The once celebrated unicorn of the Indian startup ecosystem was now facing a crisis of identity and purpose. The company had lost sight of its mission and was now paying the price. Yet, in the face of these challenges, Paytm remained seemingly oblivious to the mounting problems. The management continued to chase growth and expansion at all costs, ignoring the glaring issues that were threatening to bring down the empire they had built. The problems were piling up, and the worst was yet to come.
The fall from grace can be swift and brutal. Paytm learned this the hard way. The downfall of Paytm was not a sudden event, but a slow descent into obscurity, driven by a multitude of factors. One of the most glaring issues was the rise of competitors. Paytm, once a pioneer in the digital payment industry, found itself in a sea of similar services. Companies like Google Pay, PhonePe, and Amazon Pay emerged, offering similar, if not better, services and features. They provided stiff competition, chipping away at Paytm's market share bit by bit. But competition alone is not a death sentence. After all, competition is a natural part of business. It's how a company responds to competition that truly matters. Unfortunately, Paytm's response was less than ideal. They failed to innovate and adapt to the changing market conditions. They stuck to their old ways, even as the world around them was evolving. This inability to change and adapt was arguably one of the biggest reasons for their downfall. Then came the regulatory issues. The Indian government, in an attempt to regulate the burgeoning fintech industry, introduced new rules and regulations. Paytm, with its complex business model and multiple verticals, found itself in a tough spot. They struggled to comply with the new regulations, which led to penalties and a loss of trust among their user base. And amidst all this, there was the issue of profitability. Despite its impressive user base and wide reach, Paytm was bleeding money. The company was burning through cash at an alarming rate, in an attempt to acquire new users and retain the old ones. But this strategy was not sustainable in the long run. Without a clear path to profitability, investors started to lose faith. The combination of these factors proved to be too much for Paytm. They were unable to overcome these challenges, and as a result, their market share dwindled, their user base shrank, and their reputation took a hit. The once promising startup was now a cautionary tale. Paytm's story is a reminder that success can be fleeting. Remember how we traced their journey from a promising startup, riding the wave of digital payment revolution, to its downfall? The reasons behind Paytm's failure are manifold and complex, but some key factors stand out. First, the company's over-reliance on cashbacks and promotional offers, which were unsustainable in the long run. Then, there was its inability to generate a consistent revenue stream. Paytm also faced stiff competition from other digital payment platforms that offered similar services. Lastly, regulatory changes played a significant role in Paytm's decline. The key lesson here is that a successful business is not just about a great idea or a booming market. It requires a sustainable business model, a clear differentiation strategy, and the ability to adapt to changing market conditions. In the world of business, the race is long, and it's the ones who adapt and endure who come out on top.